Hello and welcome to yet another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about the power of positivity. Indeed, it is important to keep your mind positive. Now, what does that even mean and why positivity? Tony Robbins says that where attention goes, energy flows, and your energy should be flowing towards things that would benefit you rather than energy flowing towards things that would actually disempower you. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Beatrice Yaku. I am the founder of Simply Family Business, and my aim is to help you, if you are an entrepreneur, to market your business using the digital space. Now, in terms of marketing, you cannot do that with a negative mindset. Otherwise, you are going to continuously sabotage yourself. And that is the reason why this video, so that to get you to think about the ways that you can get your mind firmly on ground to positivity, that will get you to working towards promoting your business rather than wasting your energy on things that really would not serve you. So let's get started with what is it that you need to do to be able to get to that level of where you become unshakable as far as your mindset is concerned, so that you are solidly and positively on the right track to making your goals happen, making your dreams happen, and empowering your life and just living life on your own terms, basically. Number one is to avoid the news. Now, many people will tell me that, you need to be in the known. Obviously, 100%. You need to be in the known as to what is going on in the world. But do you know that the news never, I would say perhaps 20% of what the news carry is actually positive news. A study was done and they realized that journalists who actually carry out positive news don't get promotions because of the fact that, they say what a bad news sell. And because bad news sell, people would rather listen to bad news, or people rather are on the edge of their seat to hear bad news rather than positive news. And that is the reason why news doesn't actually give you the news that you want. And I can just say, as an African, for example, when you hear about the news in the West, so I live in London, when you hear about the news of Africa, you never, ever, ever hear about good news about Africa. It just doesn't happen. And then so you are of the opinion. So for example, when somebody is in the West, for instance, they never know that Africa is a beautiful place. They never know that, people are living in mansions in Africa. They never know that people are living in luxury in Africa, simply because the news is not carrying any good news as far as the continent of Africa is concerned. And that is the problem for us in general, that the news that we listen to, the news that we feed our minds with, don't actually support us in terms of moving forward and in terms of our growth. So make sure that you're guiding your mind. Now, in terms of news, you can hear your news perhaps once a day. Otherwise, I tend to find that even on the radio, it's the same thing they are repeating over and over and over again. What is it doing? It's actually conditioning your mind into that kind of being sucked into this sadness. And recently there is this issue of, a famous case going on in the UK, going on about, baby murders. And then it's just sad that if you kind of get stuck in that, you are going to zap your energy and instead of thinking about the things that would benefit you, so to speak. Number two is to don't be with negative people. I cannot even say that politely. Why? Because the irony is that most of us grew up, and me as one of them, grew up in a society where all the time, and I just mean this literally, most of the time we are speaking, we don't speak good about people even if someone is doing well, we are still would say that, oh, they've done well, and then we just jump into the other side of the things that they haven't done well. I don't, it's just, I can't just understand it. But as I'm growing and as I'm learning along, I just know that it's cultural thing that that we are used to. And if you are somebody who really wants to take your power back, as the saying goes, you need to detach yourself from that. I have read several books that will always pinpoint to the fact that do a no complaining detox for 30 days. So within 30 days, don't talk about anything negative. Don't complain about anything. And if my sister is listening to this, she would attest to that. You know, as we are talking about certain things, and she goes into that complaining, you know, straight away, and I'm like, no. You need to think about things positively, that this is how it is. If you are desiring something and it's not coming to pass, it doesn't mean that it won't come. It doesn't mean that whatever you do doesn't work. It doesn't mean that you are always on the backside of things. No, it's just a process, and everyone's steps are different. Everyone's process is different. So think about it positively and just avoid negative people as much as possible. Or if you can't avoid them because they are family members, when they start with a negative conversation, just chip in the positivity and just let people see the other side of the world and the other side of life and the other side of the fact that actually life is moving on, and life is moving on in the right direction if you think about it differently. So that is another thing that can keep your energy into flowing in the right place that you want your life to be. In fact, Elle Nightingale says that whatever you think about often, the things that you think about more often is what you become. What a man thinks is what he becomes. So the more you are thinking about the negative side of things, i.e. how things are not working for you, guess what? You are just going to be stuck in that loop and feeling unfulfilled. And to be honest, many people are actually fulfilled. I mean, many people that I know are fulfilled if they would look at life in a different way rather than what we are used to. The third thing is to empower yourself with material. Books is the best thing. For me, I like to read, but not everybody does. If you don't want to read, there are audiobooks that you can listen to. There are videos you can listen to. And in this day and age, there's so much material out there. But what material are you listening to? Are you just listening to the videos that would just crack jokes for you to laugh and then there's no substance in it? Are you just listening to all the fun that's out there rather than also listening to things that will motivate and empower you? What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you consuming? It is important that you think about these really, really critically, especially if you are a business owner. You need to be consuming materials that would, one, increase your belief about the fact that this is possible, and also increase your belief about the fact that yes, it's a journey, or it's a steps that you've got to take, and also just ground you in the fact that you are solid in your belief that this is the path that you want to take, and the fact that life is actually moving on as you have chosen it to do. And because without belief, you are not going to take the right steps. You are not going to take the steps needed to move yourself towards where you want to be. So consuming the right material is very, very important for you. Then the next thing would be affirmations. Now, when I first heard about affirmations, and believe me or not, I didn't know anything about affirmations, and the first time I was hearing it, it was when I started consuming these books about, you know, success principles, about Think and Grow Rich, about you know, things like that, The Secret Millionaire, mindset, and all those kind of things. Even things about morning, like what's he called? I can't remember his name now. He has written The Miracle Morning. All those people are talking about affirmations. And if you do not know any of these, I'm sure you know about Oprah. Oprah talks about affirmation all the time. And why are they talking about affirmation? Because affirmation helps you to get grounded. So, because what happens is that there's a saying that the only thing that is not with you now, so for example, as I'm sitting here, the only thing that is not here with me is my mind, because the mind goes everywhere. The mind will go to the past, it will go to the present, it will go to the future, it will go everywhere. Our minds are constantly thinking about new things, about different things. So obviously, helping yourself, the way you can help yourself is about affirmation. So when the mind goes to somewhere that is keeping you or making you feel sad, guess what? You are going to affirm who you are and what you want to be. And by constantly and continuously affirming to yourself, your subconscious kind of gets it that, you know, this is me. It's not going to change. But it's the only way that can happen is by affirmation. In fact, this brings me to the point of Coca-Cola and advertising. It is said that why does Coca-Cola or McDonald's for that matter still advertise? Because they want to keep their business in the minds of people. And because when they are constantly when you are constantly seeing McDonald's signs or McDonald's logos or McDonald's things wherever you go on TV, they are imprinting this into your subconsciousness. And anytime you are feeling hungry or anytime you are feeling thirsty, for that matter with regards to Coke, you are thinking about the drink. And that is the same thing about your affirmation. You need to keep your mind to this point that just affirming who you want to be or what you want to be. Sometimes it might not feel real, but that is where you want to be. So whether it is real or not, Rome wasn't built in a day, and whoever or that you have seen that have achieved something did not just wake up and they are already there. They had to take the steps, and that is what you have to do. And last but not the least is your network. Network is by far the most important people who would get you grounded in the positive thinking. Because if you are associating yourself with the right network, and the network can be your social media network, your online network, i.e. in WhatsApp groups and things like that, and just being in relation with people who are actually having positivity. I have been with people who have never, ever, ever will talk about any other person. Never. You can be with them the whole day, 2 days, 3 days. They will never, ever talk about someone in a negative light. And it's just fascinating. And then sometimes it's interesting to see that, wow. And then I come to my own community, and it's a different thing, because that is how we are brought up, to always going after other people, even though sometimes it's not even the right thing, or we are not even correct about what we're saying, because you don't really know people, you know. So being in the right network is important. And I just want to end here by saying that in order for you to have the positive mindset that you need to grow your business, to grow your life, to become successful, these are the things that you need to do. Ensure that you are not listening to the news regularly and constantly, because it's not giving you anything positive. Ensure that you are detaching yourself from negative people. Ensure that you are empowering yourself with positive material. Affirmations is a big deal, and indeed having the right network to support you. Beatrice Yakubu, Simple Family Business. Follow me on social media. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the video, comment on it, and I shall come your way once again. Take care. Bye-bye.